made their sacrifice. Now, tell me what you think about equal rights for all, everywhere. Say what you think, what you think, what you think, what you think about justice. What you know, what you know, what you know, what you know about love. Why all the segregation, all are but one nation. Oh, let us unite as one. Let us unite as one. Tell me what you know about love. Tell me what you know about hate that keeps us separated. Tell me what you think about equal rights for all in every way. Say what you think, what you think, what you think, what you think about justice. What you know, what you know, what you know, what you know about love. Why all the segregation? We all are but one nation. Oh, let us unite as one. Let us unite as one. Oh, love. So many can testify. Love, oh, love. But you still can't satisfy. You keep on praying. You wish that day would come when there'll be equal rights and justice for every man. What you think, what you think, what you think, what you think about justice. What you know, what you know, what you know, what you know about love. Why all the segregation? We all are but one nation. Oh, let us unite as one. Let us unite. What you think, what you think, what you think, what you think about justice. What you know, what you know, what you know, what you know.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Policing with You. I am your host, Shamin Odin. With me, I have Miss Joseph, who is presently holding the position for the Public Relations Officer to the National Security. While I am here with her, she would introduce herself, tell us briefly what is her role at National Security, holding the Public Relations Officer position.
Good morning, Sergeant, and thank you very much for inviting me on your show today. Just a little tweak, I'm the Communications Officer for the Ministry of National Security and the Public Relations Officer for the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you for that.
No problem. The most involving part of the job is with the police, as one can expect. Yes, so.
Tell us a bit about yourself. We see you, we know, but tell us a little more about yourself. Introduce yourself to my listening and my viewing audience.
Okay, well, my name is Leslie Joseph. Many persons know me as Lex or Lexi. I'm somewhere in my 30s.
Smart.
I have a bachelor's degree in forensic psychology and anthropology. I have worked as the public relations officer for the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force since April of 2023. And a less commonly known fact about me, I am on the autism spectrum and I also have ADHD.
Wow. So that tells me nothing can stop you when you want to achieve your goals.
Oh, yes.
Yes, no matter what
Definitely.
Issues you might face in life.
Yes.
Keep pushing.
Oh.
Thank you so much for that brief and Wow, you have me speechless. Thank you so much for that. Yes. While we journey, I want our persons to understand, while we educate the public, that every part of the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force is involved in combating crime one way or the other. So today we're going to journey along that line. How do your role assist with the crime fighting? So first, we start my question is, how does your role support the overall mission of the police force in St. Kitts and Nevis?
Well, as one may very well imagine, nothing that the police does matters unless it reaches the public. Nothing that anybody does for the public or to the public's benefit matters unless it reaches the public. And in that regard, it is my duty to ensure that the activities that the officers engage in, the strides and the progresses that are made internally in the force, it's my responsibility to ensure that the public is duly informed of these changes and these upgrades and these improvements and these happenings, all of which are to the people's benefit.
Thank you so much. To add now, what strategies do you use to ensure that effective communication between the public and the police force is done?
Well, a lot of it, as you may very well imagine, a lot of it is done via social media.
Right.
One way or the other, the media is involved, be it the digital media or the actual media houses here. I publish press releases. I send those to the media houses. They're also published on the police force's Facebook page. I post pictures and write-ups of community engagements that the officers would be involved in. I don't post those as frequently as they happen for a very good reason. One of my strategies is that while it is essential for the public to be well aware of what the police is doing, if the police are doing or have done something publicly, the public is already 50% aware because you all would not have been operating with nobody around.
Right.
So while pictures of the event would have been captured, I would not rush to publish them because there's a very thin line in doing things for the public and creating the perception that you're doing things for the camera. So I'm always very, very aware and very cognizant of the fact that, as I like to say, police should not have anywhere near the amount of photo ops that politicians do.
You have me speechless this morning. Thank you so much for that. In what way does the public relations help in crime prevention and community policing? I think you set up a bit there so you can elaborate more. In what ways do your office help preventing and crime and community policing?
Well, I am constantly inputting in our press releases the encouragement to civilians to report something. If they see something, say something. I know we have this mindset. I mean, it's actually global. It's not just St. Kitts Nevis, where there's a whole no snitching culture, which has never made sense to me because you never know what is going to happen in life, and fate forbid something happens to you. And how can you be helped if you have been victimized in some way, shape, or form? How can you be helped if everybody who would have witnessed what happened to you is abiding by the no snitching culture? Mm-hmm. So I always encourage persons to call the nearest police station if they have any information regarding this or any other criminal matter for that, because all crimes should be reported to the police. There's also the Crime Stoppers hotline, 707, that I encourage persons to call if they want to report, but they're uncomfortable with their identities being known, so they can report anonymously via that line. And I also always make sure to thank the public for their assistance, because the police cannot do what they do if the public doesn't cooperate, support, and appreciate.
That is so true. A lot of people say, oh, put up CCTV cameras and stuff like that. Nothing is better than the public engagement and the public assistance.
Agreed. And, and while CCTV cameras are in fact effective, it should not be something that we are forced to rely on for the simple fact that we civilians fail to police ourselves.
Right. Right.
The more CCTV cameras that you have, the more it's telling you that the people are not seeing something and saying something. So now you have to rely on digital means.
Yep. Thank you so much. How do you manage public perception of the police force? We basically just tap that a bit, especially during times of heightened criminal activities or controversy, when you see something might have happened in the media, or the public goes with it against the police without finding out what really happened.
Well, first and foremost, I try to, once I have the information and I have the clearance to issue it, I publish what I can so that the public can read and understand and share, instead of running with shushu and hearsay and, you know, all of our other cultural habits that are not entirely progressive. I do my best to reiterate that the police are never doing nothing. They're never doing nothing. And just because there has not been something said about a criminal incident in 2 to 3 days, it does not mean that the police are playing domino and cards and shooting pool and popping gum.
Eating donuts.
I can tell you, I have realized that the first 72 hours after any crime has been committed, especially a major one, I don't think the investigative officers actually sleep. And this is no exaggeration. Like, I've heard them say meetings all 2-3 o'clock in the morning, they're still going and making sure they have this document together and that document together, they got this statement. So there's a lot that happens in the background that simply can't tell the public, okay, they're doing this now, okay, they're doing that now. I mean, there's a standard that has to be adhered to. There are protocols that have to be followed. And that's also why I always input in press releases that the public will be kept appropriately abreast of the developments in this as the investigation progresses. Appropriately abreast, because there are simply some things that the police are legally bound to keep out of the public domain. And then there are other things that, even though they have the legal right to say it, it is not conducive to a successful investigation to put that information out into the public. It can very well compromise it, and then for all you know, somebody gets away scot-free because the investigation could not go any further.
Yep. Thank you so much for that. It is very important that we understand this part when it comes to police and what is needed to be out there and what can be out there and what should be out there, not only for the public but also internal in the police force.
Definitely.
I've been police officer for 14 years, and the public feels as if after incident, you know, we watch a lot of TV, social media. We see when something happens in other countries, the commissioner or the deputy or the superintendent, somebody comes out and tell the public, even a one sentence, this happened, and we are waiting for further information. However, the public will be updated according. Is there any way forward in adopting something like that?
Well, Conversely, that is something I discourage.
Okay.
It is not every major incident that the head of any organization should make a presentation or statement to the public. That's what the public relations officer, the public relations team is actually for. I think our people should come to recognize that when the head of an organization has to come to speak to you, the situation is absolutely dire. To me, it's like taking a table mat to kill a mosquito. Each time something happens, you put one of the high command, the members of the high command, to speak to the public to say XYZ ABC. They're literally going to be saying exactly what the public relations officer is going to be saying, because they too cannot reveal more than what the PRO has said. The PRO gets the information to issue to the public from the high command. So why bog down the head's time with media appearances when they're well needed elsewhere to focus on resolving the criminal act or acts that would have occurred? That's my strategy. I have actively discouraged the commissioner and deputy commissioner from appearing to say this or say that when it's the same thing that the PRO would have issued. It's not necessary, and while I understand that, the people want to see this, want to see that, want and need are two very different things. And what the people want is to feel like everything is okay, even when everything is not okay. And I understand that. But in the big picture, feeling all right does not make everything all right.
That's true.
So it comes back to cultural habits and working with a standard and protocols. Once the organization has protocols in place that in the event XYZ happens, this is what is done, this is who speaks, this is when they speak, and this is the message. Stick to the protocol so that the persons who are very well needed to resolve the issue can be fully engaged fixing what needs to be fixed.
Looking at it in a different eye, because we see it, a murder happen, let's use Jamaica. You see the deputy or you see the superintendent come out of that district and make a release. So we should be seeing you then instead of the...
If need be, yes. That can definitely be done. I mean, as I understand, it's
everybody don't have Facebook.
Fairly common practice.
A release.
Yeah.
Everybody don't have Facebook.
Yes, but the majority of persons, I realize, have WhatsApp, and I see the police press releases circulating on WhatsApp like that. Sometimes
Definitely.
5 minutes after
Yes.
they're already around.
Yes.
I'm like, okay, and not the Facebook link. They would just take all the text and the pictures and shoot, they're gone. So one thing I do know is that the information reaches where it needs to reach.
Definitely. Thank you so much. Okay. We're gonna pay some bills now, GQ, to the listening audience. The phone lines will be open up as soon as we come back from this break. Thank you so much for listening so far. I am your host, Shamin Odin.
Funerals are expensive. They can put financial strain on relationships and even put families in debt for a long time. At Nagico, we offer the Nagico Serenity Plan, which allows you to make decisions about your final send-off, cover your funeral costs, and can go towards your final affairs like outstanding loans. Contact Nagico today for a free quote so that your goodbye can be done with dignity. Nagico Insurances, fast, fair, and always there.
Talkin' Sports is back. Join us as we bring you the scores, the stats, the facts, and lively interactive discussions on sporting events, personalities, locally, regionally, and internationally. It's Talkin' Sports, this and every Thursday night at 8 o'clock on ZIZ Radio.
Join us in St. Kitts and Nevis. Over over 5 decades of uniting culture, music, and spirit in one unforgettable celebration. Here, the energy's infectious, the vibes electric, where every corner of the island pulses with life. Sugar Mass 53, St. Kitts and Nevis National Carnival, December 13th, 2024, January 2nd, 2025. 20 days of non-stop carnival revelry. It's the only place to be. Sugar Mass 53.
Good morning once again and welcome back to Policing with You. I am your host, Shaman Odin. With me I have Miss Joseph, the Public Relations Officer for the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force and the Communication Officer for the National Security, Ministry of National Security. Miss Joseph, 2023, you have already made a year in your post.
Yes, I am.
I could have swear it was longer than that. However, I still feel that you have one or two successful stories that you can tell us about your public relation campaign or initiatives that have helped when it comes to fighting crime in St. Kitts and Nevis.
Well, as for major campaigns, I have not done any of those because I realize that with the organization, what matters and what gets furthest is when the police execute initiatives in the community.
Oh.
So instead of focusing on the digital, I try to get the public to focus on the police themselves and what they are doing, which is actually supposed to be my job. But I do create messaging.
We have a call.
Oh, we have a caller.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning, officers, and good morning, Queely. So give jam down voice and this show.
Caller, I can
And I
hardly
don't
hear
think nobody
you.
could stop me. Lady from National Security, I want to ask you two questions.
Wait, hold on there, Jamdong. Let me get them sorted out. Jamdong, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hold on a second there. Let me get them sorted out because they're not hearing you. I want them to hear you. Hold on a second.
Remember money gone
I
in,
guess we can continue while he finishes. You want me to repeat the question? Yes, sir.
Say something now. Go ahead, Jamdong.